All right, today you're being dropped right into a high-stakes mission, and your weapon of choice, not some fancy spy gadget, it's a spreadsheet. Your objective is to manage critical medical supplies where every second counts and lives are actually on the line. So let's get into it.
Okay, so this message just landed on your desk. You're the manager of Supply Depot 4, and the director needs answers, like yesterday. A parachute drop is a last resort. It's expensive, it's risky, so we can only ask for what we absolutely need. Yeah, the pressure is definitely on, but everything we need to figure this out is sitting right in front of us.
And this is your command center, the Mobile Medical Services spreadsheet. It's got our whole inventory, bandages, cotton wool, all of it. But let's be honest, right now, it's just a wall of data. To make any sense of it and get the director an answer, we have to get organized first.
So our first job is to understand how all of our intel, all this data, is actually put together. In the world of spreadsheets, this all comes down to two key ideas: fields and records. Getting this right is the foundation for everything we're about to do. Okay, so just think of a field as one specific category of information. Each column you see here is a field. It tells us one single thing, like the category or the type, about every single item on our list. It's how we group all the similar pieces of information together. Right? So if a field is just one piece of the puzzle, a record is the whole picture, the complete file. Each row is a single record, and it gives us all the different bits of information about one specific item. For MED001 bandages, its record tells us everything we need to know. Now we have a complete picture for every single thing in our supply depot.
All right, now that we've got our intel organized, it is time for action. We've got to answer the director's really urgent question. Do we have enough stuff for all 12 clinics, or are we about to run out of something critical? Let's figure it out.
We're going to create a new column, a new field called surplus/shortfall, and then we'll use a super simple formula. All we do is tell the spreadsheet to take the number of packs in stock and then just subtract the packs needed. If the number is positive, great, that's a surplus. But if it's negative, well, that's a big problem. That's a shortfall.
And boom, just like that, the spreadsheet does the math in a split second. And you can see it right away, a -12 next to triangular bandages. That's our shortfall. We are 12 packs short. This is exactly the kind of critical intel the director is waiting for.
Now, this list is pretty small, right? But what if you had hundreds or even thousands of items? Trying to spot every single negative number by hand would be a nightmare. It'd be slow, and you could easily miss something. We just can't afford that kind of mistake. So how do we make those critical shortages just jump right off the page?
This is where we use a really cool tool called conditional formatting. We can set a super simple rule. We just tell it, hey, if any cell in this column is less than 0, I want you to make it red. And instantly, all of our problems are highlighted. No more searching. The spreadsheet does the work for us.
Okay, so we've handled the immediate crisis. We know what we need for that parachute drop. But here's a thought. What if the number of clinics we supply changes all the time? We need a smarter way to do our calculations. And this next step is going to show us a very, very common error that can totally wreck a spreadsheet.
So imagine this. We want to calculate the packs needed based on one single number that we can easily change. Say, the total number of clinics, which we'll put in a cell right at the top. The logical thing to do would be to write one formula and then just copy it all the way down the column, right?
Nope. It's a total disaster. We get a whole column filled with these ugly value errors. The whole thing breaks. See, when you copy a normal formula, the spreadsheet is actually trying to be smart. It adjusts the cell references for each new row, and usually that's what you want. But here, it's catastrophic.
So what exactly went wrong here? The formula was supposed to keep looking at that one single cell with the number of clinics in it. But when we copied it down, the reference shifted down too, pointing to a bunch of empty cells. That's what caused the error. So how do we tell it to lock onto that one specific cell and never let go?
And the solution, believe it or not, comes down to the humble $sign. When we add $signs to a cell reference, making it look like $C, $2, we're creating what's called an absolute cell reference. It's basically like telling the spreadsheet, listen, no matter where you copy this formula, I always want you to look at this one specific cell. Lock it in, don't change it.
And this just shows you the difference, plain as day. On the left, you've got total chaos, a broken spreadsheet. On the right, with just two little $signs, you have perfect, accurate calculations from top to bottom. It's a tiny, tiny change that makes a world of difference. It literally saves our mission from a data catastrophe.
All right, crisis averted. We've stabilized the situation. But now it's time to get smarter. It's time to get ahead of the problem. We need to go from just reacting to emergencies to proactively managing our entire stock.
And look at this. Great news. The roads are open, which means regular supply trucks. No more risky parachute drops. The director now needs a regular reorder list from us. This is fantastic, but it also means we need a new system. We don't just need to know when we're out of something, we need to know when we're getting low so we can reorder before it's an emergency.
What we need now is for the spreadsheet to start thinking for us, to make a decision. We need it to look at our stock and tell us, yep, reorder this, or nope, you're good, and the perfect tool for that job is the really powerful IF formula.
It sounds complicated, but the IF formula is really just 3 simple parts. First, you ask it a question that has a true or false answer. For us, the question is our current stock level lower than our minimum reorder level? Second, you tell it what to do if the answer is true. And third, you tell it what to do if the answer is false. That's it.
And here's the result. We've basically created a fully automated alert system. Look at that. Our spreadsheet now clearly flags every single item that needs to go on that next supply truck order. There's no guesswork, no more manual checks, just clear, automated instructions. It's not just a spreadsheet anymore, it's a proactive member of our team.
And there you have it. Mission accomplished. We started with a total mess of numbers and turned it into a smart, automated inventory system. We learned how to organize our data with fields and records, how to do calculations with formulas and absolute references, and even how to make the spreadsheet make decisions for us with the IF formula.
So you just saved the day for the mobile medical service, which is awesome. But these skills, they go way beyond just managing medical supplies. Now that you know how to make a spreadsheet do the math, highlight problems, and even make decisions, what kind of complex problems in your world could you simplify next?